Hi. This is weird. I'm filming with a camera instead of my phone. And I just feel kind of weird. I'm getting used to this.
I'm an official YouTuber.
Hi, my name is Madison Kearney. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are not new, it's good to see you again. So I'm coming off a little hiatus. I was just feeling really unmotivated and I had a lot going on. So I just decided to like step back for a little bit, but I'm back and I'm making videos again, which I'm really excited about. And since I'm like jumping back into it, I thought that I should do a Q&A, like an updated one, because I've done one before. It was my very first video, but that was kind of just like an introduction to get to know me because it was my first video. So I went on Instagram, I asked you guys to ask me questions, and I got almost 100 questions, which is like really cool, and I was just skimming through them to like see which ones I wanted to answer, but I think I'm gonna try to answer almost all of them. So this will probably be a pretty lengthy video, but I actually got some good questions and I want to answer them, so let's jump into the video. How are you feeling coming out of basically one of the worst years ever? I feel pretty good. It's still like definitely not back to normal, which is like fine. I don't even really know like exactly what like normal is anymore, but luckily during like the shutdown and everything, I live with 3 other people, and there's also 6 cats and a dog in the house. So like even though I like was like pretty secluded, I never got like super depressed or like lonely, which is like really nice because I feel like that's like the biggest thing that people like really dealt with. I feel really optimistic, and I feel like since I've had so much time to just like sit and idle and like think, I feel really capable and like determined, which is like really cool. I'm in therapy. I've been in therapy for over 3 years now with the same therapist, and we still did like virtual appointments, which was like really good for me. So I feel like really good on a scale from like 1 to 10. I feel like an 8.5. Like yeah, like I feel good. What is Indy and how old is she? This is my dog Indy, or Indigo. Come. She is a Labradoodle Beagle mix, and she is 2, and she is wide open all the time. How do you allow yourself to be free to express yourself with hair, dye, tattoos, fashion, etc.? So the first time that I dyed my hair a crazy color was the first time that I dyed my hair literally ever, period. I was 18, I believe, and I dyed it purple. That was like a really fun experience, but I was super uneducated about hair and hair color at the time. I dyed it purple literally right before summer. Went on family vacation, my hair turned green and yellow, and I was like, what are we doing? So then I went back brown for a while. Then I started getting tattoos, and I just think that that's like a super safe and comforting way personally to express myself. Like if me dyeing my hair or me like getting tattoos on my body or the way that I dress offends you, you really need to like do some like self reevaluating. And it's just like one of the ways that's like comforting and like helps me express myself without like affecting other people. So that's just what I decided to do. And like that's like when I dyed my hair blue, like someone was like, oh, you must be really sad, and I was like, no, And they were like, why are you dyeing your hair blue? And I was like, because it's a cool color. Like, I don't know, just because I'm dyeing my hair blue doesn't mean that I'm blue. Like, how do you allow yourself? Like I guess that also goes into like not letting people judge you, which is kind of ironic because I care a lot about what people think about me and I want everyone to like me, and I always want to seem very approachable, and sometimes I feel like I don't when I do have my tattoos out and my blue hair, or if I'm wearing all black, or you know, like I'm wearing like a certain type of clothing, and but it's just like, I don't know, I don't know. I just like, that's just one thing that I don't like really like. If you judge me based on my hair color or my tattoos or the way that I dress, I really don't want to, like, that's not a person that I want to associate myself with anyway. So I don't know, like allowing myself, I don't know, I just do it. Could you ever see yourself making a living off of social media? This is kind of a weird question, and it's something that I've thought about a lot. Like, there are tons and tons and tons of people that make like a livable wage off of social media, but in my mind, Indy, in my mind, I'm very money anxious, and it just seems like not a super duper like stable guaranteed way to make money. I don't think that I'm ever going to fully be reliant on social media for money. I'll always kind of have like something else going on, but a lot of people do make a living off social media, and if that works for them, then how do you keep the negative energy away and stay in a safe headspace? I definitely am one to let negativity get to me, and that's something that I'm like currently working on and working through. I'm severely empathic, and whatever like feelings are around me, that's just how I feel, and I can't help it. So like during like the height of COVID and like the height of lockdown, like everyone was very discouraged, very negative, like very confused, like rightfully so, but like it was just really hard for that to not like rub off on me. So like I like study a lot of like oils and crystals, and like that's not everyone's thing, and that's like fine. I have a quartz ball in my room, and that's like really good for keeping away like negative energy. Since I've put it in my room has felt more of like a safe space. And but I also just like try to project, like if I can feel that someone, like project in a healthy way, because you can definitely project feelings in an unhealthy way. So like if I feel like someone around me is just like really like in a bad headspace, like negative, like not feeling good, like I'll try to project like my good feelings onto them and try to uplift them, instead of like letting their mood affect me. I try for my mood to affect them if it's like a good mood, like if I'm in a like positive headspace, because then if like the people around me are feeling positive, then I'm gonna feel positive too. So yeah, I also pray a lot. Like I try to pray like at least once a day. Sometimes I'm not the best at that, but like I do, like I feel like that helps me, and it's not for everyone, so like that's fine too. Another thing that I always tell myself is like if I'm in like a really like bad like mental place, or I'm having a bad day, or like I just feel like really beat down, like I just remember like myself, like I can't feel like this for forever. Like feelings are temporary, like this feeling eventually has to go away, and like I will feel better. And I tell myself that, like I tell myself that a lot too, and it helps me a lot. So tips on going gluten-free. So something that a lot of people don't know is that there can be hidden glutens in your food. There's a lot of different words for gluten, and like because it's hidden in so many foods, it doesn't necessarily have to be like posted on the allergy list on the food. So like the food could say contains egg, soy, and milk, and it could still have gluten in it, but it wouldn't list wheat as an allergy like warning on the food. So I found it most safe to go with certified gluten-free foods. But again, like, I'm not celiac. Like, I can have cross-contamination. Like, if something's made in a facility that also processes stuff with wheat, like, I can still eat it and I won't get sick. Try a bunch of different stuff. People are so quick to be like, ooh, like, you're not eating gluten? Like, bread? Like, what? That's disgusting. Like, I bet gluten-free food is so gross. Well, when you have an allergy and you literally don't have a choice but to cut it out, it kind of pushes you to try new foods. Gluten-free foods have come such a long way, because I remember eating gluten-free food like 10 years ago with my family, and it was so gross. Like, I was like, why are you doing this? Like, this pasta tastes like cardboard. This bread tastes like a sponge. Like, it's so gross. But it's come such a long way. Try new things. Do not be picky to try new things. Like, you have to. And now there's actually certain stuff, like a very specific thing is mac and cheese. I get Dia gluten-free. I'm pretty sure it's vegan too, mac and cheese. And like, if I could still have gluten, I would choose that macaroni and cheese over literally any like wheat mac and cheese. It's so good. And Udi's is the best gluten-free bread to me. The thing about gluten-free foods is they can have like a bit of an odd texture. I have really big texture issues like with my food, and that's like most of the reason as to why I can't eat a lot of gluten-free foods, is because of the texture, but you get used to it, honestly. But like Udi's bread is like it's still like soft and chewy, like just like regular like white wheat bread. A lot of people think that going gluten-free will put your body into shock. That's a total myth. That's not going to happen. If anything, your body's already in shock because you're eating foods that you're allergic to. And you don't have to be allergic to gluten to cut it out. A lot of people do it just because it really is like a good idea. It helps your mental health. It helps your joints. Like, inflammation is gone. It's really good. My periods have been a lot better. I have endometriosis, which is like basically just like, without being like gross, I guess, like severe inflammation of the cervix and like tissue growing where tissue's not supposed to be. And I had really bad periods, and gluten and dairy are both like highly inflammable foods. So once I cut those out, like my inflammation was gone and my periods got a lot better. That was a long answer. For some reason, I just feel like you're really popular and have a lot of friends. I would have considered myself popular in high school. I was just like friends with everyone and I loved everyone until about junior year. I became like really snooty. Not even snooty, just like kind of cold. Like, I was so depressed in high school. I hated my life, and I just like kind of started like being a bitch to everyone and like pushing everyone away. And like, that's something that I've realized. I've apologized to a lot of those people. And like, since high school, like, it's a really weird time in your life. Like, a lot of my friends went off to college, which is like fine, and I'm very happy for them, but like, I don't really speak to them anymore. My close circle is literally like Sydney and Holly, who I live with, and Holly's my sister. Sydney's my best friend of like 8 years. My boyfriend Mason, and my dog. I have friends, like I have 3 friends named Lauren. I love all of them and they're beautiful people. I have a good friend named Jamie who I met through Mason, but like, you know, and then I have like Faith and Michelle. So like, I definitely have friends, but I found it a bit easier to kind of not keep to myself, but keep a smaller group of friends. I loved your video sharing your New Year resolutions. Have you marked any of them off yet? That is a good question. I know that I've eaten 5 new foods. Okay. 2021 resolutions. Hit 550 subscribers on YouTube I'm probably not gonna do that because I took a 5-month hiatus on YouTube. Post 100 videos on YouTube. I'm probably not gonna hit that one because I took a hiatus. Hit 20k likes on TikTok. I haven't done that. Read 3 books. I haven't read a single book. I need to do that. Visit 2 new states. I'm about to mark that one off. Start and finish my business plan. I have started it. I have not finished it. Get a Friday the 13th tattoo. I'm doing that in August. Make 1 new friend. I'm working on that one. We definitely consider each other acquaintances, but I'm working on that. Schedule a dentist appointment and go. Work on admitting when you're wrong. I feel like I've done pretty good about that this year. Don't be so quick to anger. I've definitely been working on that one. So I'm going to mark that one off because I've really been working on that. The other 2 that I have, so I have don't be so quick to anger, save X amount of money for a car. I can't remember if I like said how much I was going to save, but I'm kind of weird about money, so I saved the amount that I said I was going to save for a car. And I'm still currently saving because it's only April, baby, and like we doing that. Try 5 new foods, which I have done, which I'm so proud of myself because I thought it was going to take me all year to do this, but I didn't. It didn't. I've tried eel, buffalo, tamales, Brussels sprouts, asparagus, gumbo, and fish eggs. So I've actually tried 7 new foods. That's more than like 1 new food a month. That's really good. I'm proud of myself. I've done 4 of my 13 New Year's resolutions, which I'm very happy with because usually I don't like literally get any of them done. How's the Wiggins renovation going? It's going. So if you didn't watch my last video, my boyfriend got a new house and it's needing some work. We're slowly renovating it. We like half-ass finished the painting. We really need to like finish that, but all of his furniture's there. We got like all of his stuff moved in. The only things that are left to clean are like the baseboards in the kitchen and the bathroom because it's really bad. The bathroom needs to be like deep cleaned. I cleaned the pantry last night because it was like really dirty. And we need to fix the shower wall. It was not put in properly and he's having to fix it. So it's going good though. It's smooth. It's a long process, but there's no rush. We're enjoying it. What's your favorite pastime? Probably napping or playing with Indy. If you consider yourself to have an aesthetic, what would it be? I literally don't. I've tried to choose one. I can't. I like all of them. What's your passion in life? Making people happy. What's your favorite movie? There's multiple. I have a lot of comfort movies. My number 1 is probably The Wizard of Oz. I can quote that movie. I can sing the soundtrack. I literally love The Wizard of Oz. Holes. I love that movie. I don't know why. The One Direction movie. The Justin Bieber movie. Gold. The Conjuring. That's one of my comfort movies. I love The Conjuring. Hocus Pocus. And probably Elf. Other than YouTube, what do you do for fun / in your free time? Play with my dog. Nap. I like hiking and like walking. Go to the gym. I'm about to get back into like gardening and like plants. I love stuff like that. I love horticulture, but I haven't made a lot of time for it. I need to go back to the library because I used to love reading and I don't really do that anymore. There's a game on my phone called Eggs Incorporated and I spend way too much time playing it. Used to be online shopping, but I deleted all of my online shopping apps because I have a spending problem, so those are currently deleted. Tips on being a happy plus size person. Like, literally, why are you not happy? Like, what about being plus size is not making you happy? Like, other than just like trying to have like societal, like trying to reach like societal norms. Like, you don't have a reason to not be happy. I will say that at my absolute heaviest, which was 315, I was not happy mentally because physically I felt so bad. My joints were so inflamed, my face was so swollen, my periods were awful. So unless like you are feeling like physical pain from your weight, why is there a reason to not be happy? Like, why is fat so bad, you know? Who's your favorite One Direction member? Look, Sydney, I don't know why you're coming for me in these streets right now. Harry Styles. When's your birthday? January 19th, 2000. I turned 21 last January. Pros and cons of being a dog mom. Pros, you literally have a best friend all the time. When I am sad, Indy's there. When I'm happy, Indy's there. When I'm excited, Indy's there. When I'm scared, Indy's there. Like, Indy is literally my best friend. I never have to go on walks alone anymore, unless I go like to a place where like dogs aren't welcome, but I usually don't do that. And she's just really cute, and I get to buy like cute stuff for her and take her to PetSmart, and it's just really fun. Cons is so expensive. Potty training in general, vet appointments. What's your dream vacation? Ireland and the Netherlands, specifically Amsterdam. I love Amsterdam. Oh, Australia. I really want to go to Australia. Where are you traveling to this year? So in like 2 weeks, Sydney and I, well, when I post this, less than 2 weeks, Sydney and I are going up to Washington, D.C. I've never been to Washington, D.C. Sydney's been a few times, twice I think. And we were supposed to go in 2019 to see Niall Horan. And it got, no, we were supposed to go to DC in 2018 to see Niall. No, we were supposed to see Niall in Raleigh in 2018, and then in 2020 we were supposed to go see him in Washington, DC. Both of those concerts got canceled, and I was like, bro, like, I've literally never been to DC. And Sydney was like, okay, like, we're gonna go. So we're spending 3 nights in DC, I think, and we're only like literally 20 minutes from the Maryland border, and I've never been to Maryland, specifically Baltimore. So then we're leaving DC after 3 days and going up to Baltimore and spending 2 nights, 3 days in Baltimore, and then coming home. And I'm very excited. What's your favorite holiday? Christmas and Halloween are tied. Are you excited for the rest of 2020? I am super duper excited. Favorite color? Orange and yellow. What are you most excited for in the coming months? Traveling, warm weather, beach trips, meeting new people, having new experiences, and just living my life. Do you count calories, and do you allow yourself 2,000 calories a day? I do not count calories anymore. The only reason that I even counted my calories in the first place is because I had binging and purging disorder, where I would binge so many calories, like 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day, and then purge it and not eat for 3 or 4 days because I felt so bad. So the only reason I ever even counted my calories was to hold me accountable, to make sure that I was not binging, and so that that would not lead to me purging. Do you have any paid sponsorships? How do you get them? I don't currently have any like outright paid sponsorships, and I don't really have any tips on like how to get them. I just like, companies just email me and I'm just like, okay. Also, you don't have to accept every partnership that comes your way. Like, I've shut down plenty of people that wanted to work with me and I don't like their brand or the way that they market or like whatever. Like, you can tell a business no. How do I gain Instagram followers? Sis, I literally don't know, because I've had the same amount of Instagram followers for like 3 years and I'm fine with that because I'm very comfortable with my audience. Do you have TikTok? I do. It is linked below and it is in my little outro slide. I'm happy you're back on YouTube, willing to share future content ideas. Honestly, just travel vlogs, and I'm really excited to get my business plan finished so that I can share that with you guys. And I don't know, kind of just like sharing my life and like putting my life on the internet and like documenting my life. That's like the best part about everything, is just documenting my life and like posting it. When you go thrifting, what is your priority / method? When I go thrifting, I usually have a priority. Like, if I go thrifting tomorrow, I'm gonna be like, okay, like I'm specifically looking for pants and shirts, or okay, I'm specifically looking for furniture, I'm specifically looking for like a certain thing that day, because if not, I will literally exhaust myself and spend all of my money. What is it like having a restrictive diet? Do you feel like it helps you? I didn't choose my restrictive diet. I didn't choose my allergies. My allergies hit me out of nowhere. I feel like a restrictive diet does kind of help me because it makes me more aware of what I'm putting in my body. I have to read labels a lot more, and yeah. If you could eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? Either gluten-free pizza or sushi. Favorite place you've ever visited, favorite place you've ever visited and most beautiful place you've ever visited. My favorite place so far that I've visited is Atlanta. I love going to the aquarium. The aquarium is literally my favorite thing to do in Atlanta. My battery's about to die. The most beautiful place I've ever visited is probably Emerald Isle, which is the beach that I go to very often. I will literally never get tired of that place. Like, that is my second home. Book, podcast, music recommendations. My Spotify is not private. I make a lot of playlists and share regularly on my story what I'm listening to. I listen to everything. Podcast, I'm really just listening right now to Call Her Daddy and Crime Junkie, the same ones I've been listening to. I don't really have any book recommendations because I haven't been reading, but I really need to. Where do you find inspiration for your tattoos and who's your artist? My artist is a very, very fine woman named Bethany. She is in Greenville, North Carolina, at Skin Graphics. I love her, adore her. She's one of my favorite people in the world. Inspiration, I kind of just find something that makes me happy or reminds me of a very specific moment in my life, and I've never actually had a tattoo like drawn, or have I ever like thought of a very specific like drawing. I usually just like go on Pinterest or Tumblr, if you want me to be honest. What are things that you are and things that you are not willing to spend money on? Things I am willing to spend money on are my dog, food, and other people's presents. Things I'm not willing to spend money on are myself, that's about it. Any plans on getting a new pet soon? Hell no. Hell no. Indy, come here. Come here. This, come here, dog right here is so damn expensive for literally no reason. Hell no. You've mentioned in past stories that you have money anxiety, and I think I might too, question mark. Let me put a new battery in for this one because this is some serious stuff. Okay. Money anxiety. So this is something that I've talked a lot about in therapy. I have money anxiety because I grew up really poor. My parents didn't have a lot of money, and it was just a really weird experience growing up. Money anxiety is just like basically like the ultimate fear of being broke and not being able to provide for yourself. So like as of right now, I'm literally more than comfortable in my finances, and I still have severe anxiety that like I'm not gonna have enough money. Indy has a very big vet appointment in June or July. I think it's June. I started saving for it 3 months ago. And I worked at the vet that she went to, or that she's going to. And I know their roundabout pricing. I know how much it is for like, you know, her yearly checkup and her shots. And I'm saving, you know, more than double of that. Like, I just have such bad anxiety. I'm 21. I don't have any credit because credit cards freak me out. I don't like debt. I don't like owing anything to anyone. It's just a very deep-rooted fear that I have from childhood trauma, basically. I just feel like I can never have enough money and that I can never be prepared enough financially, which I guess is a little better than not caring about my finances and just spending recklessly. But that's also another reason that I deleted Depop, Shein, Poshmark, Macari, stuff like that, because like I would get anxious and be like, you know, well, like I have X amount in savings, X amount saved up for a car, X amount saved up for Indy, my bills are paid for X amount of months in advance. Like, I'm just gonna get on these websites and spend a ton of money for for literally no reason. I do have a really bad addiction to online shopping, and that's something that I'm working through right now. So if you do have money anxiety, I do advise you to get professional help about it, find out why you have it, where it came from, and you know, like the best way to help you cope with it. Did you go to college? I did not go to college. What has been your mother favorite job so far? I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be most. What's been your most favorite job so far? Probably the job that I have currently. I really enjoy nannying. I really love working with children. How old are you? Sometimes I feel like you're 20 and sometimes I get 28, lol. Oh my god, do I look 28? I'm 21, so. Do you regret cutting your hair off? No. Like, I look at videos and I'm like, oh my god, my hair was so long, so pretty. I do not regret it. My hair was so dead and so heavy. I do not regret it. How often do you find yourself converting to societal norms, if ever, and how do you stop that? Probably mostly with money and like looking at people's social media and being like, they have this and I don't have that. Then you have to remind yourself that like what people post on social media is not the truth. That's not their real life. And that's okay. I have gotten a lot better about not comparing myself to people. I definitely still catch myself doing it sometimes, but it's really just about like worldly possessions and like physical things like cars or like computers or, you know, like how many clothes someone has. It's never really like body or like looks wise. Like, I never look at a woman and I'm like, oh my god, I want to look like that. I definitely used to, but I don't do that anymore. Now it's just like, oh, she has a G-Wagon and a $3,000 dog and I want that, but I don't have it. Who are some of your favorite YouTubers? Paige Lorenz, Delaney Hogg, Keena JC, Sam and Colby. Tips on being proud of yourself and not letting that turn you into an asshole. I think it's good for everyone to have a certain amount of cockiness and a certain amount of self-esteem. I definitely used to neglect that, and my confidence would turn me into an asshole, and there were times where I felt that I was better than other people, which is not the truth. there's a fine line, and I don't think that I'm ready to help people in that aspect because it's something that I'm still working on. How often do you work out or go to the gym? What's your favorite kind of workout? I try to, you know, have like a pretty active lifestyle and get up and move around. Especially being a nanny, you have to keep up with the kids. Indy. I haven't gone to the gym in a while, like 3 or 4 weeks. Just because, if you want me to be honest, I feel like I haven't had time. I've been working Monday through Friday, and then I spend the weekend with Sydney and Mason. And we've been like renovating Mason's house and all that fun jazz. So I haven't been in about 3 or 4 weeks, but when I did go, I try to go like 3 days a week. I live in a neighborhood, so I try to walk around the neighborhood. I don't live far from from a state park, so I try to go there like often. I'm definitely a cardio person. I really enjoy cardio. Is it easy for you to keep a positive mindset? You always seem so positive. Like how? I definitely get in funks. I'm a manic bipolar. I was diagnosed with that about 3 years ago. So it's inevitable that I get in funks. Some days I feel like I'm on top of the world, and some days I feel like the scum of the earth. That's just normal for a manic bipolar. I have learned a lot of coping mechanisms for that, and I have a lot of comfort activities that I do for when I don't feel very good. I do overall try to keep a very positive mindset. I make sure that I have a very positive following on Instagram. I am not scared to unfollow anyone. If I see anything on my timeline that makes me feel a certain way, I will unfollow that person because I do not want negativity on my social media. That goes for Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. It goes for all of it. I spend a lot of time in the sun. I totally believe in sun therapy. The sun can make you feel so much better. And I try to surround myself with positive people. Do you still go to therapy? Yes. Favorite place to shop? In store, probably Target. Online, it honestly just depends what kind of clothes I'm looking for. Are all of your clothes secondhand? I want to make this transition. A majority of my clothes are secondhand. And I do try to shop secondhand. I will snag a few things brand new. American Eagle jeans are one of them. I'm so picky about my jeans, and I love American Eagle jeans. And that is just one thing that I'm willing to spend money on. So yeah. I also am a sucker for Target clearance. So, fave hair color you've ever had? So I've had light brown, dark brown, ombre, pink, purple, and blue. My favorite natural color on me is probably a dark brown, and my favorite crazy color was probably the pink. Did you get a new dog? No, I did not get a new dog. I am just dog sitting right now, and she's sleeping like literally right behind my camera, and she's so cute. How long have you been into hockey? I got into hockey the end of 2018. I got into hockey. Kind of dealing with some regret of not going to college. Have you dealt with this? Honestly, no. Like, I have been waiting for it. Like, everyone, literally everyone has said, like, there is gonna come a point where you're gonna regret not going to college. And they weren't even saying that to me in like an ugly way. They were just like, this is gonna happen, it's inevitable. And I am 18 and 19, 19, 20. I'm 3 years in. Like, if I would have gone to college when I was supposed to, I would literally be graduating next year. I have no regrets about not going to college, not even community college or online college. I am very happy and content with where I am. And also, I literally could not imagine being a student in the middle of all this. Like, COVID was awful for college students. I felt so bad for my friends. They were literally telling me horror stories, and I was just like, thank God I didn't go to college. When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grow up? And how's that changed now? When I was a kid, I was sure I wanted to be a veterinarian. From literally the time I even knew what a veterinarian was, I was sure I was going to be one. In high school, I got a job at a veterinarian clinic. I worked there for 2 years. I ended up not even hating it, just realizing that like I could not do that. For one, awful at math. I can't fucking do measurements. It's so fucking hard. Like, I felt so stupid all the time. Like, my boss probably thought I was so stupid because I just like could not do measurements and like conversions. Like, I was so dumb. And euthanizations, I can't do that. That is so emotional. And I had to sit in on a euthanization the first day that I worked there, and it was, at the time I was 16, it was one of the hardest things that I'd ever had to go through. Like, it was awful. I was bawling my eyes out, and my boss and one of my coworkers were so nice and empathetic, and they were like, this is part of it, and like, it sucks that you had to see this your first day, but like, this is real life and you're gonna see a lot more of it, and it never gets easier. Like, and it didn't. Like, it was so sad. And also just like, people love coming into veterinarian hospitals and settings just like so sure that they know what the fuck they're talking about, even if they literally do not. Like, I was 16, 17 years old having to explain to people that heartworms didn't come from other dogs. Heartworms come from mosquitoes. I was 16 having to explain this to literally like 40 and 50-year-olds. What? Anyway, I learned real fast that I did not want to be a veterinarian. So then I was like, oh, maybe I can be a vet tech. Nope. I did that for about 2 years. I love animals. I'm passionate about it. I am so thankful for that experience, especially in high school. It was my first job ever. Like, I'm so thankful for it, and I still go to that vet, and I'm still friends with the ladies that work there. Not for me. No. Then I went to childcare, and I worked at a daycare for about 2 years. That was really fun. Thought about going to school to be a social worker. That was actually the one and only time I ever considered going to college, was to become a social worker. Then I started nannying, and I really prefer the one-on-one time with kids versus being in a classroom setting, because you get to focus on like 1 or 2 kids and like a very specific family and give them a lot more than I could in a classroom with 20 kids. But yeah, now I'm working on a business plan, and I'm still not telling anyone what it is, but I'm really excited. You taking a nap? What kind of music do you listen to? Literally all of it. Mostly rap and like indie. Do you plan on ever extending into a whole sleeve? Tips. My brain, I was like, what is a whole sleeve? Do you ever intend, what the is wrong with me? Do you plan on ever extending into a whole sleeve? Tips on tattoos for people with commitment issues. I think that I've come to the conclusion that I want this to be like my whatever arm. Everything's like pretty scattered out. I definitely am gonna fill it up more. But I think that I want to keep all of my tattoos on this arm like separate and like cute and dainty. I definitely want to do a full shaded sleeve on this arm. I'm pretty sure that's what I've decided. Would you say you dress for style or for comfort? I definitely try to dress for both. Like today I feel like I'm wearing a pretty stylish outfit, but I'm still very comfortable in it. I'm never gonna be uncomfortable, I'm gonna tell you that now. The only reason that I'll ever be uncomfortable is because of shoes. How did you become so comfortable sharing all of your views, beliefs on social media? I'm scared. I literally don't give a and if people want to unfollow me, then they can unfollow me. Oh, is that all of them? We did all of them. That's great. It only took me an hour and a half. My hair looks so ratchet today and I honestly can't. It's so dirty. I need to wash it. So that was my very in-depth long Q&A. If you've made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching all of this. I'm very excited to be jumping back into YouTube. I've missed it a lot, but I just knew that I wouldn't put the time and effort into it that I needed to if I kept going. So that's why I just decided to take a little break. If you guys have any video ideas, please leave them in the comments because your girl needs help, like always. If you're not subscribed, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, make sure that you hit the like button and the post notification bell beside the subscribe button. All of that helps me a ton. I love you guys and I will see you later. Peace.